Hey guys, my name is Nora Franche, and welcome to the podcast Grateful Blessed Mess, daily reflections for those in the 12 steps. I am a fellow 12-stepper and certified mindset coach, and I am here to introduce you to the value of mindset coaching in your 12-step journey. So if you feel like you are stuck in the steps, if you're slipping and sliding with your abstinence, mindset coaching may help you as it did me, and you can find me at catholicmindsetcoaching.com. These episodes are meant to invite you in to consider the truths of 12-step wisdom and to join in the very real struggle of living them in action. I hope that it feels almost like a mini meeting, and I invite you to contribute your own share on the Grateful Blessed Mess Facebook group to keep the discussion going. My comments are based on my own experience, so feel free to take what you like and leave the rest. But my hope is to encourage you on your own daily 12-step journey. As they say, you cannot stay clean on yesterday's shower. So without further ado, let's begin. Hey guys, we are reading from Voices of Recovery, page 168, the reading for June 16th. We will no longer simply do what we feel like doing or what we think we can get away with. The 12 Steps and 12 Traditions of Overeaters Anonymous, page 24. This translates into one word for me: discipline, a word that my disease hates. I like the results I get from discipline, but I don't like the pain, discomfort, and patience it requires. That's where I must trust a power greater than myself. By trusting my higher power and desiring to do His will, I'll want to do the next right thing and even know what the next right thing is. I get the wants by going to OA meetings, praying, writing, following a food plan, and exercising. All these things are good for me, and I do them despite my disease screaming in rebellion. No longer can I just do things I can get away with or that I want to do. I am working an honest program while I learn to live with integrity and hold my head high. Slowly, my will is changing and aligning with my higher power's will, one day at a time. It works if we work it. Don't leave before the miracle happens. The miracle of recovery from compulsive overeating. It happens. I think I want to say something about each line in this paragraph. So I'm going to work from my bottom and from the bottom up. And it says here, slowly my will is changing and aligning with my higher powers. And for whatever reason, what I'm thinking of is like, I'm a PT, remember that, is neuroplasticity. So that's when our minds are able to rewire and rework how they are. They're malleable. The way our minds work. So I have this image of like a brain that is getting rewired, and like those sulci, those creases are changing. You have different grooves. Now, I don't know if grooves actually symbolize any type of neural networking, but in my head they do. And so I have this idea that like the wrinkles in our brain, they're easing out in some places and they're furrowing in others, and that's just kind of how I think of like this rewiring, this neural change that's going on. That is the symbolism, or that is the physical evidence of my will changing. So this tendency to want to do what you can get away with, like I've talked about this a lot before in the podcast. Like my disease looks for loopholes. And basically, that's the same thing, I think. It's like whatever you can get away with, whatever you can skate by with. And I'm really happy to say that today I fought that urge. Like I was trying to put something in my trunk and the trunk just wouldn't close. And for a second, I was like, it's fine. I'm sure I'll make it the like 2 blocks that I have to go back to my house, because it was like this big piece of furniture. And then I was like, no, like I don't want to get away with whatever I can get away with anymore. I'm going to take out the car seats and I'm going to move the seats around and I'm going to figure this out so that I can be safe and close the trunk, and also not get a ticket for driving with my trunk open and possibly hurting someone by the furniture falling out. So that's a small example, I guess, of how program is working in my life, that I'm more willing to, to take the time to choose to live by discipline instead of what I can get away with. And if you think about it, I've said before, like I I think us in the 12 steps, we have the issue, I guess you could call it, of emotional immaturity. Like we stopped emotionally maturing when our disease started to set in. And so doing whatever you can get away with, that sounds to me like, very emotionally immature, very immature in our decision making. It's not what's best, it's what requires the least amount of effort that I won't get in trouble for, right? That sounds like what a kid would do. And so, slowly, painfully slowly, I am starting to become someone with more integrity because my decisions are starting to match my values. And yeah, and that's what coaching has done for me and what I would love to help you with. And that is what the 12 steps have brought about with a change in my life. And hopefully, perhaps you can say the same. With that, I pass. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you feel that mindset coaching could help you on your 12-step journey, please feel free to reach out and find me at catholicmindsetcoaching.com. This is not a replacement for 12-step work. This is something outside of the 12 steps. It is simply something that has a heart for the 12 steps and those who are in it. And so, welcome. If you are here, chances are you may also be a bit of a mess. And I hope that you can learn to find some gratitude in the blessings that have come from your messes.